What is long-term approach? Long-term approach is different from short-term. One thing is you wanted to be successful for a longer period of time. And another thing is you wanted to face the increase in demand. Even if the demand for your product increases, you wanted to maintain your capability. If possible, you wanted to increase your capability. So process improvement is the solution. What is process improvement? Process improvement will happen if you push your control limit further inside. Can you see the control limit moved from specification limit towards the center? Am I right? You have moved it. How can you move it? What is the formula for control limit? X bar plus 3 sigma. Can you change the X bar?
No.
X bar is on the target, so don't touch it. And now you can work on the sigma. Reducing the sigma will bring your control limit closer to the center. So you reduced it. Earlier it was 0.66. Now you reduced it to half of it. Now you made it 0.33. Now once again you apply the formula. 3 sigma will make your value 1. 3 into 0.33 is 1. Add it to the X bar 137. 137 plus 1 is 138. Now 138 is your new upper control limit. Same way, 136 is your lower control limit. But your specification limits are same. Now your customer tolerance is 4 calories. But what is your process tolerance? Only 2 calories. And now your process width is half of specification width. That is why I have written here doubly capable. You have made your process doubly capable. And now how it is helpful? And now tell me what percentage of points are expected to be inside control limit?
99.999.
Very good. 99.73 are expected to be inside control limit. And so more than 99.73 are expected to be inside specification limit. Can I say like that? Specification limit ranges between USL and LSL. And now this is definitely more than the known value of 99.73. And now let me take into account the process shift. In a long term, statistician understood that a process will shift by an amount equal to 1.5 sigma. So now my X bar is here. My process is shifting to the right by 1.5 sigma. My center has come here now. What is this? My center, X bar. My X bar has come here. Now what will happen to your control limit? Control limit will also move by 1.5 sigma. Can I say like that? Yes or no?
Yes.
Yes. Yeah.
This is my new control limit now. After the shift, can you see your control limit still inside the specification limit?
Yes, sir.
So the long-term effect, increase in demand, will also make your will not affect your process much. Anyway, there is a drop in the capability, but still you have an additional cushion of 1.5 sigma. This is how you are making your process capable even in a long term, right? And now, what will be the capability now? Now the capability is found to be 99.999. 99.999. How do I get all these numbers? I will teach you probably in the Greenbelt training program, because you have to refer to the table, which is called standard normal distribution table, where you have to apply the JUT score. What is JUT score? For a 3 sigma process, the JUT score is 3. For a 3 sigma process, JUT score is 3. When you go back to your school days, all of you have studied in the 11th standard, right? For a JUT score of 3 in a standard normal distribution, you will find this 99.73. Same way, what is your new JUT score? JUT score is nothing but the distance between your specification limit and your process center. How much is the JUT score here between the two? How many sigmas are here?
1.5.
No. From the process center up to the specification limit, 6 sigmas are there. So your process is called 6 sigma process. A 6 sigma process in short term, what will happen? In long term, it will move by an amount equal to 1.5 sigma, and will eventually become a 4.5 sigma process. All of you are with me? Do you know why do I reduce 1.5? To take care of the deviations which can generally happen in any company. No, you cannot expect everything to happen in the way you design. There will be some changes, some fluctuations, some wear and tear, always possible. So I reduced it. When I reduced the judge score from 6 to 4.5 from the standard normal distribution table, I understand still 99.999% of the points, 99.999% of the points will lie inside the specification limit. And now tell me, what is 99.999% of 1000?
999.
Can I say almost all 1000? You are not
Yes,
giving
almost.
a chance for a failure to happen. Clear? How you are
Yeah.
preventing the failure? By ensuring that your sigma level is very low. By ensuring that your process center is on the target. Now 1000 out of the 1000 milk packets you produce are accepted by your customer. And by seeing your standards quality, customer increases the demand to 10,000. And now tell me, what is 99.999% of 10,000?
Only one
Right.
piece.
No, you have to use the numbers carefully. That is again almost 10,000. There is no guarantee a failure can happen. Do you get my point? The chance for the failure is 0.0001. All 10,000 might get accepted. For you, if you produce 1 million units, you might see 3.4 defects. You understand? Yesterday I used the word 3.4 DPMO. Bill Smith and Michael Harry, they made a benchmark. If you make your process achieve Six Sigma capability, your defects will be limited to 3.4 DPMO. That is what we have achieved, with a specific value of standard deviation and by centering your process on the target. And this process is statistically called Six Sigma process because the distance between process center and the specification limit is equal to 6 sigma. And this process, I'm going to give a nickname. It is a giraffe process. Why? When you push the control limit towards the center by reducing the sigma, you are making most of the points to lie around the center, which will make your graph taller in the center. So I'm going to call this a giraffe process. Hope this slide explanation is understood by all of you without any confusion. Am I right?
Yes.
All right. Let me check. Now tell me, what is this process? Is it an elephant process or a giraffe process?
Elephant process.
Okay. What is the statistical name of this process?
Yes, static.
3 sigma.
Very
Three
good.
sigma.
Beautiful. 3 sigma. And what is the success rate of the 3 sigma process?
99.73.
9.973.
Okay. This 99.73 success rate, is it a short-term success or a long-term success?
Only
Short
short-term
Short-term
success.
Short-term success.
So what can happen to this 99.73 in long term? If the
68.
process, not 68 exactly. If you reduce the 3 sigma level, it is 3 sigma level. Reduce the 3 sigma level to 1.5. Now your process capability came down to 1.5. At 1.5, probably you can expect around 75 or 80%. So rejections are 20%. So if you are experiencing rejections in the range of 10 to 20% as of now, you can understand your sigma levels are around 1.5, right? So the long-term success rate is low. And now I'm showing another process. I have made improvement. Improvement in the sense, I have pushed my control limit from the position of specification limit towards the center. Now my new control limit is here. And now what is this process? Is it elephant or giraffe?
Giraffe.
Giraffe.
What is the statistical name of this process?
6 sigma.
Is it 3 sigma again?
6 sigma.
6 sigma.
Yes. And
Six
now
Sigma.
tell me, what is the success rate now?
99.99.
99.99.
9.17.
Very good. 99.997. Right? and 99.9997% of your parts produced will lie inside the specification limit. And this is short term or long term?
Long term.
Long term.
Because we
Long
picked up this value after deducting 1.5 from the judge score. Judge score is actually 6, but we purposely applied 4.5, and for 4.5 from the standard normal distribution, we understood the success rate is 99.999, and the long-term capability itself is great. And that's how we get 3.4 DPMO.